appears to be morning again. I'm headed out to pick up a couple of different power chairs. They both have alternative controls on them. I think like an Omni or an Omni 2 or something like that. So I've only got room for one of them at a time in the van, and I'm gonna take them out to the warehouse. The idea with these two chairs is probably gonna take the controls off of them and use them for one or two people that play soccer with us, because we're trying to get a chair set up with like a head array and or a chin control or something like that. So both of the chairs are being given to us so we can use them for whatever we need basically. And this works out pretty well because I have not had a chance yet to play around with an Omni 2. They're Ernet controlled, I believe they're both Permobiles. So yeah, this should be an interesting learning curve for me, and hopefully we can get something set up to help a couple of our players. Now this is, I think, about a 35-mile drive each way, and then I have to take them out to the warehouse, and it's Friday at about 11 a.m. So there may be a wee bit of traffic involved today. It appears to be winter, I think. It's kind of funny because this thing was inside the bus last night. The battery is not 0 degrees. What was that other one? Okay, we have arrived, I think, and we're gonna pick up the first chair, take that down to the warehouse, come back and grab the second one. Lots of driving. Okay, we've made it to the warehouse with the first chair. This appears to be an M300, and it's set up with one of the, I forget what these are called, sort of a smaller joystick, and we have a couple of buttons here to change modes and whatnot. It's got an Omni 2, which is something I have not yet had a chance to play around with. And here on the back, I think we've got, yeah, this is the interface module for the joystick here. And, oh, actually, this is the Omni 2 control box. So we got RNet going in, and then the display comes out here. As far as power functions, looks like we have tilt. Yeah, tilt only. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and power this thing off. Now, I noticed that the second wheelchair had one of those, I forget what they're called. It's like a micro compact or a low effort joystick. It's one of the ones where you basically can't see the thing move at all. It takes like millimeters of movement, or more like force actually, to drive the thing. So anyways, 10 minutes to 1 o'clock now. Gonna head back up there and grab the second one. And then we'll take a look at these and see what's going on. All right, we've completed the second trip, and I didn't realize that this other chair is a brand new M3. And someone from Iran is apparently calling me. We'll just cancel that. But yeah, so brand new M3. It's got the, like the ventilator trilogy mount on the back of it. Has the, direct backrest adapter with this style of seating. It has the adjustable like elbow pads that flip down, nice gel things here. It's got the micro joystick. Turns out this is the one that does actually have a bit of movement, but it's got some extra inputs on it. We got the Omni 2 and yeah, Volt Pro batteries, it appears. So this thing is going to go to a lot of good use. There's a bunch of parts between both of these chairs that are going to benefit several people I know and on the soccer team, etc. So yeah, really good find. And it's nice to be able to, you know, put this equipment to good use when the person it was designed for is not currently able to utilize it anymore, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to go through these chairs, check out the batteries, make sure those are good, maybe make a few adjustments and whatnot. And then, yeah, we'll pick up on this later. So, wouldn't you know, the chassis batteries in this thing decided to crap out on me. Only problem is those things also power the wheelchair lift and start the engine. I had just come out here and I was going to fire up the engine like I do every week just to keep things happy. And the second I hit the starter, I heard something snap and it was barely turning over. So one of these two 8D batteries has decided to go away. Now, if you're not familiar, 8D batteries supply around 1400 to 1500 cold cranking amps. They're serious batteries and pretty dangerous. So I thought maybe this charger just got a wild hair or something and decided not to turn on. So I restarted that thing. It's wired in all the time, so it keeps the batteries maintained. So yeah, I restarted that thing and started charging again. And it normally pulls about 330 watts from the grid when it's actually charging. Well, pretty quickly it dropped down to about 150 watts. So that tells me that these batteries are low. It thinks they're charged, ergo something's bad. So yeah, I talked to Les Schwab. If you're in the West, you know who they are. Really good with customer service. They can deliver me a pair of those batteries for about $660 and install them. Super easy to install, just right there. Probably gonna get that done Monday, but I left them charging. They've recovered enough so that the wheelchair lift still works, so I should be good till Monday. It's currently Friday right now, so yeah, good times, and/or it's always something. By the way, Mr. Zuber, if you're watching, thank you for this battery charger. This is the one I got, oh gosh, probably almost 2 years ago now. He gave it to me. It's a dual channel charger. I think it puts out 20 amps per channel and can charge two batteries. It charges them in parallel while the batteries are wired in series. I know, mind blown. It works though, and keeps them from freezing and all that. So anyways, I guess we will try not to hit myself in the head here. We'll just go ahead and close that and pretend we didn't see any of that and go about our lives. All right, here we go. So whatever's wrong with those batteries is able to output enough amperage to make this lift work. That's my main concern right now, so I think we should be good. Come on, you can do it. Yay! Only we had more bearings. Oh wait, there's 3 more. So hanging out here today with a friend, and we are working on his track chair. It needs the tracks replaced and some bearings and stuff like that. So we've been working on pulling off the little idlers and rebuilding these. The way these things are designed though is really weird. They're like, this thing reminds me of something that somebody just built in their garage. And then when they went into production, they decided to, for some reason, use all the same hardware. If you notice here, we've got normal turnbuckles, but then they're just running the bolt straight through. And there's some really odd choices for hardware and stuff here. But yeah, anyways, we're getting this thing ready for a hunting trip coming up soon. And yeah, so basically just bearings. One of the tracks was bad, so we're gonna replace that. But yeah, we got this cool little pallet jack here that lifts things like 3 feet in the air, so that makes it pretty easy. But yeah, just working on getting the bearings changed out. And yeah, like I said, the hardware they use is just really strange. Oh, here. And you can see that grade 8 bolt is a little bit bent. Another odd thing about this design, so that grade 8 bolt goes all the way through here and into the inside. And this entire machine is basically riding on about 1 inch of that bolt that's running through this square tube. So, I mean, it works, but it's just like, I don't know. I feel like this could be designed differently. This is one of those things that's probably built, you know, just for like accessibility or whatever. And I don't know if it actually gets used the way this one does, going through the woods and stuff like that. But, oh, coffee. Wondered where I put that. But yeah, regardless, it's still a cool machine.
I'm still not sure.
Oh, I just realized we might need to put a spacer or some washers. These bolts are interfering with the frame. The new ones. I think they're a tiny bit longer.
Are they really?
Yeah, it's just touching with it all tightened down. So we can just stick a couple extra washers on the outside, I think.
Okay. I bought some extra washers. So.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
That would have torn things up.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. They're a little longer, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see. Well, you probably can't, but yeah, it's just touching this bottom lip here with it all tightened down.
I got one to use over here.
How is this stuck on here already?
What's stuck? Oh. Yeah, it's not easy to pull through. Well, I don't know. I'll have to open it up. I wonder.
Ah, yep, there's a big old space down inside there.
Huh?
There's a big old space down in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull those apart.
Not gonna have a good time.
Armrests are already hooked up.
Oh, you know what it is? I think it's tightening it down without the spacer made the bearings go boop.
Probably.
And it's like jamming it on there now.
Yeah, and it's like, hey, Jake.
It's like, hey, dumbass.
Probably why it didn't spin the way I wanted it to spin.
That makes a lot of sense. Everything's a hammer.
That I understand.
There we go. That might not have been the best choice right there.
What?
This was just the right size, and then the knurling got it stuck on. I wasn't using a real hammer though, so I think it'll just come off. Oh yeah, it's hand loose. Okay, got it. Oh yeah, dude, there's ball bearings just all over the ground down here.
Oh yeah. That's one of them just exploded. I think there's just more bracing. Yeah, no, it looks solid. Pretty darn solid, actually.
They're missing the little piece here that keeps the bearings from being smooshed.
Oh, when you get darker. I got it. It's in the shop too.
Oh, it's labeled back. Okay, got this one fixed.
Yep.
I just put the piece in there.
I'm about to have this one fixed. So when you're done with that one, those two sitting over there are the front on this side, and they are ready.
Okay, they got the spacers in and everything.
Yeah, the spacers.
I'll pop them out and check.
No, they do for sure. Those two do for sure.
Cool. So I'm gonna do one grade 8 and then one of these other ones on the outside since they're kind of tapered.
Okay.
It'll look all professional. This hardware choice is just so weird on this thing. I can't get over it.
Huh?
The bigger parts go towards the middle on both sides?
Both sides.
Okay.
What the French grenade is going on in there? Oh, okay, got it. Oh, that's gonna suck.
You know, I would almost be tempted to, when we go for lunch, to get new nylocks.
We can just take a lunch break now since we need new line nylocks.
I'm just looking at this and how this whole thing's designed, like, I would feel a lot better.
Let's do it.
Yeah, okay.
Lunch break it now.
Alright.
I'm gonna wipe my hands.
Yeah, same.
I got some gator wipes in the house.
Ooh, gator wipes. So you can tell exactly.
The inside and outside are supposed to be exactly the same, but
yeah, otherwise it'll try and walk.
Range of motion on the outside than you do the end.
Yeah, you just don't want them walking around on there. Oh, keep forgetting I can't go around the back.
You can't?
This thing over here is in the way. Putting some colored paint on there.
Little marker paint.
Yeah, these middle wheels, I don't know what's up with those bearings, but those are... Dude. I'm going to pretend I didn't see whatever that was.
I don't know what it is either, but...
There was one of them over there, you could actually read the part number. Oh, PRD, yeah. PPD Madison, South Dakota is all it says, no part number.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little stiff.
Yeah, let's start with the end that's already... There we go. So, over the hub first?
Over the hub.
Okay.
Let's try that. Over the hub and your end first. And then
I gotta make sure it's on it.
We got the loose end back here, so...
Oh, and then there's this piece of metal right here. Oh, okay, got it.
Goddamn finger.
Oh.
Sorry. Language. Oh, Jesus.
Here, I can push it on this.
Oh my God. Is that as good as it gets?
So, hang on. We're not... Here, let go. This isn't quite... Maybe one that's dirty would be better so it's not all sticky.
Dude, this thing's so stiff.
Is this supposed to be right here next to this bar?
It isn't, it isn't. It doesn't touch it when it's tight.
Okay.
I'll tell you that.
Okay, that's
Pretty
engaged
much
now. Yeah. This is crowbar territory.
Oh,
jeez.
I can get it to go part way.
That's not gonna...
Everything I've got. All right, so
yeah, we're still a good inch and a half off.
My next, what we should try to do is you go start this fucking bitch.
Down there?
No, start it.
Oh, well, does this
Try
freewheel?
Not very easily.
So take it off?
No. You just have to really trust. I'm gonna have to trust you.
Wait, what are we doing then?
We're gonna try to guide this over this while rolling it. So.
Oh, I gotcha. We're not engaged over here.
Yeah, this came off. Alright, go. Nice and easy. Angle. I think what we're gonna have to do is take it off the big wheel. Mm-hmm. Get it up on here and then use the wheel to drive it back and pry it as we're doing it.
Makes sense.
I want to try one more thing, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just see.
You want to tighten those up?
If we take that off, the whole back one off.
Yeah.
Set the track and then try to get the wheel in place. You think we could do that?
Maybe.
Because then we're not fighting these big rubber things. We're just getting it on the outside of the. Oh, I just got a good idea. I don't know if it will work. Holy shit. Hold on. Give me the 5/8 wrench.
Ah, you sneaky bastard.
I'm going to tighten the fuck out of that one.
Yeah.
Get the wheels to turn.
That is the thing, I think.
I think it might work.
I was going to say, there's got to be some way of doing this.
I really do think it's going to work. I think it's going to give us literally just what we need.
Yep. Need to be playing the national anthem right now. America. Best pallet jack ever.
So easy to cripple things.
Oh, and you're gonna christen this new concrete here too.
Oh yeah. You should have seen me the other day, dude. I drove this with that hook.
Oh really?
It was facing the wrong way. I took it all the way out, spun it all the way around, and drove it back in.
Nice.
With that hook, doing 2 controls. Let me set that in there.
In this corner here.
This little box. You got the video rolling?
Oh yeah.
Come check this out. Pull that box open.
Is this the old foot plates?
This is this is where the foot plates used to be, but now I got my winch wired here.
Oh nice.
With the sling, controllers down here in a waterproof bag.
Is there a plug-in on the outside for it, or?
Yeah, so this whip comes out. There's a hole over there for it to pop out.
Okay, nice.
The back side of the box, and there's a whip on the actual winch on the back.
Oh, nice.
And then I got hitch receiver front.
Yeah.
And 2 on the back, so I can hit the winch off with 3 points.
And tow a trailer.
And tow a trailer. Or a sled, or a fat person who gets tired while we're hunting.
Yes.
I gotta put padding on this still.
Oh yeah. A little sharpened bar there too.
Well, that little hinge right there.
Oh, your chair just fits in there too.
Oh, just barely.
Nice.
It's like it was meant for me.
Yeah.
Get my knee in here. There we go. Oh, that hurt. Apparently my knee's a little sore.
Yeah. That padding's not doing too hot either.
Oh, no. It does good enough. Woo! Okay.
Gasoline-powered wheelchairs. They good? Nice.
I think so.
Cool. Looks like they're on there. They're nice and tight.
I'm gonna go take a run up here on a hard spot, see what happens.
All right. Pretty deep. SD card got full.
New nuts?
It was an extra one.
Okay, good.
Well, we'll double check.
That light's out, huh?
Yeah, it is. Oh, it's just not very bright. Oh, it's just dirty and pointed at the sky. It's on.
Okay.
Nice little sunset ride.
Hey man, did really well.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to lift it back up later and check all the bolts and stuff.
I will. That is good for tonight though.
Sweet. Well, it appears as though the winter months have arrived, and that means we need to change a few things here on the bus to get set up for winter. First off is reconnecting the plumbing heater that's down in the plumbing bay. I actually repurposed the automatic relay for that in Home Assistant that's connected to the secondary inverter down there. I repurposed that for a cooling fan for when the AC is running. We'll also need to disconnect the hoses to keep drafting and stuff from happening. But let's head outside and swap over those connections real quick. Well, haven't been in here in a minute. Hopefully. Okay, the wasps are... There used to be a bunch of wasps living inside this handle, but they seem to be gone now. We installed this secondary inverter here specifically for the plumbing heater, because it pulled more power than I thought it did, something, whatever. But what I did for the summertime was put that fan back there to help circulate the air around, because this is the output from the air conditioner here. It comes down from the AC unit and goes over here into the chassis AC condenser area and then out the bottom. But this thing would get pretty hot at times, so I just added that fan over there to help cool that. So basically, we just need to unplug this and then plug this cord back in. Come here, you. And then, I'm not sure, can't really see this. I'm kind of looking at the camera. Okay, I think this is powered off, by the way. All right, cool. I think that's good. Here, I'll just push the button. I should be able to hear it click. Yep. Okay, so that's good to go. Do a quick inspection of everything else here. Looks like everything's good. I'm not sure what. Oh, I need the keys. Looks like everything's good. Now let's pop open the plumbing bay and just make sure there's nothing in front of that heater. Even though it doesn't get hot enough to actually start any fires or anything, I just want to double check. Got the generator sitting in here, and yeah, looks like we're good. This is a little heater here. This is a really cool unit. In case you aren't familiar with this, I will link a video up here in this corner and down below about installing this. This is designed for a boat. It's double redundant, double insulated, and is actually, I think it's IP68 water resistant, which is kind of nuts for a 110 volt powered thing. But you can put paper or cardboard right in front of the output on that and it won't set it on fire. But it keeps everything from freezing. So our main water tank is currently empty. I've been in the process of sanitizing that. Everything down here is done that we can do as far as plumbing. I just have to finish building some stuff inside before we can continue, and these lines will connect. But anyways, so I think next we're going to unhook the ventilation hoses from the AC inside, because those can cause some drafting. Actually, I think I might do that tomorrow. I'm not feeling like I have enough energy right now to get down on the floor. But basically, we're just going to disconnect these two hoses from the AC unit, and the one that is insulated, the silver one there, that has a cap on the floor that can close. The one here, I have made sort of a rectangular slot, so I'm going to have to actually cut a little piece of wood, kind of like that, or something to put over the top of it. So I'll probably wind up dealing with that later. The other thing we're going to do later, I'm waiting for Amazon to deliver some stuff, is these two roof hatches need to have insulating tape put around these gaps or seams here. You can see there's a little bit of a hole there that I can get my finger in, and air also drafts out of these a little bit. I can tell because I can hear the sounds of things outside through that gap. I did go around and actually, I don't know if you can see it, I did go around and replace all this weather stripping up here, but wait, did I? Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I replaced all that weather stripping up there, but I guess there was supposed to be another piece of it down here, and that I can't get to because you have to be on the roof. But yeah, I got down into the high 20s last night, and I left, so there's a garden hose outside that I use for the water from the well, and I left the garden hose spray nozzle on it, and that thing exploded. So it got kind of cold out there. So I figure it's, oh, hang on, OCD. I don't know why, but I always like wearing the hat logos off to the side. But yeah, anyway, so that reminded me that we need to do a few things in here. I think the last 2 weeks I've been overdoing things a little bit. And right now, just from reaching up there in those roof hatches and doing that down below, I feel really strange. So, just like neurological sensations, not like heart or anything like that. I just realized I was clutching my chest. But anyways, I'm gonna close the door. It's cold outside. All right, just got back from one of our Monday mall hikes and had to leave a little bit early because the truck service company is going to be here shortly, and we're going to install 2 new giant batteries in this bus, and hopefully that takes care of the situation. I think it's going to be around $650 or $700, but we'll see. Seeing as how these batteries are so big that they require 2 people to carry each one, and there's 2 of them, I got to pay for a service call, which is fine. I think the minimum is like $70 and the maximum per hour is like 180, but it's a really easy swap. Right now with the airbags on the bus lowered down, they're only about 8 inches off the ground, so should be pretty easy for them to do. But I'm going to get the hatch opened up, going to get the brackets taken off and make it as easy as possible for them, and hopefully we should get this done. The peculiar thing with these batteries is one of them is dated from 2018 and the other one says good. So between those 2 things, I think it's gonna be good to replace them both.
And the
first turn you take on a terminal bolt and the whole terminal just comes off.
Snaps off, yeah.
And it's like, oh, what do you know? That was a specialty terminal too.
Of course, right?
Yeah. Specialty just means cheaper.
Yeah. And harder to find.
Yeah.
At least you don't have to lift it up into something, really.
Yeah.
Like a semi-truck battery box or something. I'm sure you get a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah, I had to, I did, forget what kind of vehicle it was. It was a van, not much higher off the ground than this. And it was, up underneath, like back here.
Oh.
With steps in the way and a whole box to it that was all rusted shut.
Of course.
And so I'm sitting here, I can't get all the way under the thing, so I'm bench pressing this.
Oh, jeez.
This big battery with just one arm on this side, trying to work a ratchet over here, but I'm stuck like this.
Oh, jeez.
And they're like, "What took you so long on that battery service call?" Like, just don't even start.
It was not designed to be done.
Yeah. Somebody added stuff on here not thinking about the battery.
Yeah.
Clearly somebody who doesn't have to do the battery.
Right. And kind of hold this out of the way. All right.
We can get something figured out with it. I think that's on there, right?
Oh, hook this side up first, though.
Ah.
It's got this weird load balancer thing in here.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you can leave that other one on there. Just connect this.
Connect this side first.
Yeah, connect both positives and negatives and then link the middle.
Oh, okay. I see.
And these are flooded, right? Those are caps to top up the electrolyte?
Yeah.
Okay. And now that the batteries have been disconnected, we have to get the ATEC control system happy again. So, we should be getting a light there. Why are we not? Engine check, transmission check. We should be getting some lights there. Let's see, all of our other breakers are good. When you disconnect the batteries on these things, there's a weird procedure to get all the computer systems linked again. Otherwise, it won't tell the engine to fire, which is currently what's going on. I'm gonna check some fuses and relays. I'll be back. Let's have a peek inside the engine management control box. There. Get down in here. So our engine controls look like they're there. Check the fuses on the outside. Everything seems good. And we got some control solenoids back here. And there's a little tiny fuse back here. Okay, yep, that one's good. And then there's a big breaker right here. Yep, that one's fine. When you disconnect and reconnect the batteries on these things, sometimes there's a little bit of arcing, even though the main switch is off, and it can trip some of the breakers or other things. I checked our low amperage fuses there. Those are fine. So I think we should be good. Lots of thingies. All right, it is the next day. I'm a little bit tired. We got the batteries replaced on this thing, and I did a bit of screwing around last night trying to get this thing started. And then I realized that it was like 39, 40 degrees outside, and this thing is almost out of fuel. And also being that cold, diesel tends to gel up at those temperatures, and I have not added any anti-gel to this fuel system. And the smaller amount of diesel there is, the easier it gels. So we've got a 300-gallon tank here, which when I parked this thing out here a year and a half ago, or actually no, it's been over 2 years since I've actually had this at a fuel pump. Well, anyways, it was about 3/4 full. We've used that all up in the last 2 years, basically starting at once a week and whatnot. So I decided, just to make sure that that wasn't the problem, I went and got some more diesel and some anti-gel. Now what you're looking at right here is $109. And I'm not talking about the diesel fuel. So I've got like 4 of these jerry cans. Now the color doesn't matter. That's just, they're all built the same. There is diesel inside these. But I've got a bunch of these cans and I was like, oh, they're out at the warehouse. But then I realized I didn't want to do about 2.5 hours of round trip driving just to grab my fuel cans, fill them with diesel, and bring them back out here. So I'm like, I'll just go to some place that sells, you know, gas cans and fuel cans and all that. I went into the store, and the first ones I found were 5-gallon cans, and they were $70 each. Well, 69 and some change. And I was like, what? That has to be wrong. Like, what's going on here? And I did a little more looking around and asked someone that worked at the store, and they're like, oh yeah, we have these other cans, and they had the 5-gallon ones, like I had, for $25 each. And I'm still like, it's like $75. I mean, I guess it's probably better than driving out to the warehouse and getting the ones I have. But then they had these ones that were 6 gallons each for $30. So I tricked my consumer brain into just buying those. And then we also got a container of the anti-gel additive, which was $20. So anyways, went to the fuel station. It was about $90 to fill those with diesel. So we're gonna use the Harbor Freight fuel transfer, or liquid transfer pump. This guy here actually works pretty well. I pumped about 13 gallons of diesel into this thing a few months back. But yeah, we're gonna use this again, get some fuel in here, make sure we've got the anti-gel. Then we're gonna continue troubleshooting the starting of this thing. I think it should fire right up, but I don't know. It's got an intermittent no start problem, but I think I know what it is. So anyways, one thing at a time. Let's get this pumping. So the little hose that comes on this thing is kind of short, so I've extended it. But this little pump actually doesn't do too bad. I don't know what the GPM rate of it actually is, but it'll empty this thing in probably 3 minutes or something like that. Maybe a little bit more now that I'm using this extension, but yeah, it'll get the job done. The only problem with doing this is then you have to clean up the mess afterwards. Had a very small spill of diesel there, not too much, but got, oh, I suppose I have to put those cans somewhere now too. It's always something. And the nice thing about using these little Harbor Freight pumps with diesel is you can just clean them up with some of the Lysol wipes or whatever, and then pack the end of it in paper towels, put it back in the plastic bag, and then put it back in the box. You don't have to worry about, you know, VOCs or volatile organic compounds or whatever gasoline is. And yeah, diesel's just oil, so lubrication. And you store it back in the box and you're good to go for next time. Anyways, we've got a couple of packages to open. This first one is from Wheelchair Ghost, and I know exactly what it is, but I'm curious to see it with my own eyes. Aha, sweet. So if any of you have seen Wheelchair Ghost's videos, he's got a couple of them making these power distribution boxes. And this is one of the old ones from, well, I don't remember if it's from an old chair or what exactly the story is behind this one, but he doesn't need it anymore and he sent it to me. So we've got a couple of switches on here. We've got a main power button, one of those nice clicky ones. We've got some USB output here, and this appears to be one of the USB outputs that has a voltmeter on it. Man, this is a really nice sort of like aluminum or alloy box, but it's got these bolts sticking off the back here, and this is designed to attach to permobile rails. So I'm going to be getting this set up on a chair. I'm not sure, maybe my daily F3, I'm not sure yet, but I haven't done any mods on this chair yet, and I've had it for over 2 years, so it's about time to do it. So thank you for sending this. It's going to be super handy. We've got some output or some input cables, fuses, and things like that. And then we've got some zip ties, connectors, and looks like some DC barrel jacks. Yeah, so receptacles for DC barrel jacks and some plugs. So yeah, this is going to be great to finally get some of the mods put on this chair. I guess it's going to be this chair. It's my daily. that I've been wanting to do for a while. So thank you for sending that. And I will link to some of his videos down below in case you're curious what the heck I'm talking about here. Next up is something from the gift list, and I know exactly what this is, and I'm kind of excited. I mentioned in a live stream a couple weeks ago, I don't know, anyways, we were looking at shoes because I didn't want to spend $90 on them at the mall. Oh, open that upside down. And we found them on Amazon, and I just went ahead and threw it on the gift list. But these are some DC shoes. What do they call these? I forget the model. This item has been repackaged in recyclable, frustration-free packaging because the original box was damaged in transit. But these are basically the new all blacked out version of the shoes I've been using for the last 9 years. Wait, 10 years? I don't know. They finally exploded, so time for new shoes. Thank you very much for sending me these. And yes, there are 2 of them. Super happy to have some shoes. I actually finally ordered some new jeans as well, so I'll be, what do the kids say? Flossing? Oh, so bad. Well, here's your problem. I figured since we were screwing with the batteries, and there was a little bit of arcing because of the equalizer 12 volt, 24 volt converter, we might have a problem. So I decided to check the fuses. And this one, for the ECM, which is a 5 amp fuse, is blown. So yeah, there's a thing. That's for ECM A. Now we blew both of the ECM fuses. They're both 15 amp fuses. All right, cool. I was like, normally this thing starts. Worst case scenario, I just have to like bump the fuel pump a little bit, but yeah, that'll make sense now. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a couple of 15 amp fuses, which need the mini fuse, not the micro. There we go, 15. Okay, let's kill our main power. Oh, ouch. Little pinchy pinch. Yeah, so this, it's an equalizer and a 24 to 12 volt converter, but it's a little bit unclear. There's a procedure that has to be performed when you're reconnecting the batteries, and I don't remember what it was, but when the guy was hooking the cables back up, we had these 2 connected, and when you touch this one, there was a bunch of arcing. So let me make sure I got that in here right. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there's like 3 main computer systems in this thing. Let's see if that did anything for us. Okay, they didn't blow. Be careful not to short these out here. Okay, let's see if we can get the fire up now. One could assume that that should have fixed something. Hey, there we go. So I've been cranking on this thing quite a bit trying to get it going. So we had a lot of unburnt diesel in the cylinders, so I'm glad we got it started up. That's what all that black smoke was. Normally this thing fires right up and it's happy. But yeah, let's get this closed back up. I feel so much better now knowing that we got that going, but I always want to start simple, and that's why we filled it with fuel. And then I was like, oh, wait a second, all of the main control system fuses are right here. Let's check those. And sure enough, it says ECM A and B. I don't know which one that is. Actually, the ATEC has its own fuse down here, so I'm assuming, well, there's two computers for the engine and then one for the transmission, so I don't know. Anyways, fuses, yay. Okay, hang on, I think there's a light in here. Driver light. There we go. All right, we're sitting here in the driver's seat. Just want to verify the transmission will shift now. Okay, we've got drive. There's reverse. All right, cool. I think we should be good. Awesome. Here we are back at the old air conditioner. I went ahead and removed both of the inlet and exhaust tubes from this thing. Down here on the floor, we've got this one fitting that just has a cap, and that just plugs up like that. This one is just screwed to the floor, so I'm gonna have to pull that up, and you can see right down into the inverter bay there. This is the intake, and since this had a weird oblong thing, I wanted as much air coming in as possible. So, oh, I've got the drill right here, actually. Apparently only one of those is holding it on. So I'm gonna have to cut a little flap or whatever to cover that up. But for now, yeah, we've got this disconnected. I may eventually take this back out to the warehouse because it does use up some space here, but then at the same time, it's already here and it's kind of mounted to the floor. So I don't know, whatever. This took me almost all day yesterday using the seat lift and reaching up there, doing little bits at a time. But we've got, I just basically used some of this blue painter's tape. It's what I used last year, and that'll help keep the drafting from coming through. Since I replaced the weather stripping on both hatches, this front one and the rear one, it hasn't been nearly as bad, but that just keeps little bits of air from going through and our heat from escaping. So I've been sitting here editing the video, and I think I figured out what happened with the battery swap and why those fuses blew. There's two batteries. They series to 24 volts. About half of the bus is 12 volt and half is 24 volt. And the way they have it set up is that equalizer module basically allows half the system to pull power from one battery, and it transfers power back and forth to keep both of them equalized. There is a couple of wires that come directly off of that though, and depending on which wires touch what, it can bypass that giant switch. So what happened was when we were swapping the batteries, one of the positive cables got shorted to the chassis, or the ground rather, and that basically discharged, or it either discharged the capacitors in the two ECM modules that had blown fuses, or it did something that it didn't like and blew the fuses as a result. Either way, those giant capacitors either discharged fast or tried to charge back up quickly and resulted in both of those fuses blowing. So anyways, figured that out. Thing fires up and runs fine now. So yeah, there's that. It's kind of interesting. I figured those batteries would be more expensive. I mean, don't get me wrong, $311 for each battery is a lot of money, but those are a little bit cheaper than wheelchair batteries. So to me, for a big 200 and some odd pound thing, it just seems weird that they don't cost more. I mean, I'm not complaining, but anyways. So there you go. Chaos for the last couple of weeks. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the live stream. By the way, every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, we do live streams on this channel. Also, I keep forgetting to mention, the entire channel is synced onto Odyssey and Rumble. There are links down below for that. So if you don't like Google and all the YouTube weirdness that's going on and all of the ads that I now have no control over, you can check out one of those other platforms. Odyssey does have some ads. I think Rumble is still ad-free. I don't know, whatever. But you have options now. So anyways, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.